guys, it's JMPankey, and I'm here with Marie DeLuca from Chadsworth and Haig. We're very excited to talk to Marie. I have been using Chadsworth and Haig in spas that, I've operated since, I think, my Cliff House days. So I'm going to say like 2005, 2006 maybe. And so I know the quality and love the brand, and met Marie at, what was it, Marie? AIHP, right? In Cincinnati.
Yeah, it was. Correct.
And that it was really exciting to meet Marie and make the connection. And I'm really excited to introduce Marie to everyone here in the SpaHive. So first off, we're so excited to say that you're going to be a vendor partner for both SpaHive in Essex and SpaHive at the Spa at Norwich Inn. So thank you.
You're quite welcome.
And for anyone that hasn't heard of Chadsworth and Haig, tell us a little bit about yourself and the brand, the inspiration behind the brand.
I will certainly do that, but let me first thank you for the years of purchasing our product line as well. We thank you. Chadsworth and Haig has been around for about 20 plus years, and I've been with the company for 10 years. I'm the sales manager for Chadsworth and Haig. The brand was established to provide the finest quality in tailoring and fabrics with service dedicated for the spa's success or hotel success. And we don't consider ourselves as a sales team, but rather an advisory board for the industry. I really believe in the product line. It's very easy to be able to sell an item that you 100% believe in. We stand behind our product line, and we feel that it continues the story of the spa experience. And hopefully, even with retailing the product line as well, that those customers or guests take that experience home with them as well. And always, every time they put on that bathrobe, they're reliving that wonderful spa experience that they've had.
That's great. It's funny. I have a really funny story back, I think when I was at the Cliff House, and, we were buying the Chadsworth and Haig robe, probably, I'm going to say at like $35 a piece. So I'm not quoting how much your robes are now. So let's keep in mind, this was over 10 years ago. And so I, of course, thought we should be retailing the robes, right? Because it's a great sell-through. And
Absolutely.
So we doubled the price. I think we were selling the robes for maybe $75, $80. And no one was buying the robes. So the owner was like, this is stupid. Why are you selling these robes? Nobody wants to bring home robes. And so I thought about it, and I thought, I don't know why people are not buying the robes. Like, it seems like a no-brainer. They're big, they're comfortable, they're like lined, cozy robes. And they have, the beautiful logo on it, and you want to take your experience home with you, right? So when you wrap yourself up with a beautiful robe, you remember the experience you had at a particular resort. So I did a lot of research, and I said to the owner, I said, you know what? We need to double the price of these robes. And she's like, you can't even sell the robes at $80. And I said, nope, we're going to sell them for $150. And she was like, you're never going to sell a robe. Can I tell you, we could not keep them in stock.
It's funny how it's true. It's so true.
So it's like the
once you know that, yeah, once you know that the price is up there, it's like something, I gotta have it. The quality, and the quality is there, and I gotta have it now.
Exactly. It was crazy. And it's such a nice quality robe. I mean, that lasts forever and forever. So I hear a lot of spas, you know, complain about their robes not lasting through commercial laundry. And, you know, I've experienced it myself with other brands. And I can honestly say that, you know, these robes last for a really long time and a lot of wear and tear. So, you know, that's kind of not that I am, you know, working for Chadsworth and Haig, but I'm definitely, you know, a fan.
A fan.
Yes. Now,
And actually, at our last show, someone, a spa director, had said to me that the true sign of quality that they've experienced with our bathrobes, and not necessarily with other robes from other vendors, is that when you're buying a size large and you repeatedly wash the robes, and you know, in the spa industry and in the hotel industry, they're continually washing the robes. Not like home use, you do it less frequently,
right.
but in hotels and spas, you're doing it like daily. And they said that the true test of a quality product is when you buy that large, and after repeated washings, that the size stays true to scale. So
That's
after
great
many,
too.
many, many washes, it's still a large, and not that the large went to a size medium.
Yes. Yeah, that's a great point, because it's, you know, it's annoying if you're a guest and you go in and, you know, then the robe is like gaping open, and it's all because of shrinkage, you know, because a lot of them are one size fits most. So I do love that you guys have actual sizes too, right?
That is correct. And we're one of the, well, at one point we were the only bathrobe company that went from a size extra small up to a size 5XL. Other manufacturers have followed suit to do up to a size 5XL. We are the only company that does up to a 10XL in certain styles. And the need is out there. You know, it's unfortunate that, you know, you have to make something in a size 10XL, but again, our philosophy here at Chadsworth and Haig is to never to have your customer, your guest, feel uncomfortable, and especially in a spa environment where you have unisex people and you're wearing your bathrobe and you're doing lunch or having coffee on property, and you're in your bathrobe, and you know, you really do not want to have anybody feeling uncomfortable. You know,
Absolutely. Oh my
so
God.
we want to help satisfy that part of the industry as well, and
Right.
never, and on also not to stand out that the product line is bigger. So I mean, if we offer them, I mean, unfortunately, we don't have them in every single color, but we do have them in certain styles and certain colors, and hopefully, you know, it'll blend in and not make someone stand out.
Right. And everything that you're saying, I'm thinking back over my career of times that, you know, I remember I had a woman and she said, I need a extra large robe. And, you know, we got the extra large robe, but it still wasn't big enough. And we didn't have anything big enough. And she was humiliated and left the spa crying. And I can remember the feeling that I had that we made a guest feel so shamed that, I mean, I was so sick over it, because the woman just was so self-conscious. She didn't want to say, you know, I need a big robe, or this robe doesn't fit me.
Correct.
And you know, we knew she needed an extra large robe. So, you know, we, as a spa, you know, as my team was intuitive enough to know, but that robe still wasn't big enough. And something just hit her just right on that day, that she left crying, you know, canceled her treatments, left so upset. And I mean, still all these years later, I can still remember that day like it was yesterday. And another thing was, I have been to spas, and, you know, I'm a full-figured gal. And one size fits most usually fits me, but like what we were saying, sometimes they're overwashed and it's like gapping when I sit down in the relaxation room. And so one time a girl said to me, "Oh, let me get you a bigger robe." But the bigger robes were completely different than the other robes. So then I felt like when I was walking around, everyone knew that I had a different robe and it was probably like the big girl robe versus a regular robe. And that's embarrassing too.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's why we try to help eliminate those kinds
Right,
of issues that could happen. We want everyone to feel comfortable. We don't want anyone to feel excluded. I mean, can you imagine that poor woman who had to feel that she was excluded from having a spa day? I mean,
right.
something so basic and so better for your well-being. And, she might have had issues with circulatory issues that, a massage would probably help her, but she couldn't do it because of a bathrobe. That's pretty
Exactly. Well,
silly.
let me tell you, after that day, I ordered the multiple sizes, and that's one of the reasons why I've always loved Chadsworth and Haig, is because it's not one size fits most and extra large. I can get some smalls, I can get some mediums, I can get majority large, extra large, but then I can have in stock in a place that doesn't make someone feel uncomfortable. If I need those big robes, I can easily radio ahead when somebody's bringing them back. They can slide it into a locker, or bring it in and just put it down on the bench rather than making a big deal out of it. And the person feels as special as they should feel. Like, wow, I was nervous inside that this robe might not fit me, and I can't believe it. Like, this robe is perfect.
Correct. Absolutely correct. And the same thing for in a hotel environment as
Right.
well. Most people, most companies will buy a one size fits most robe. And when I'm talking with my customers, I always say, well, just get a couple of the 5XLs, keep them, in your stock, and then you can always leave a note in the room saying that if you need a larger size, please call the front desk. Because
Exactly.
again, you don't ever want to exclude anybody.
Right.
So I'm not saying that normally people walk around a hotel in a bathrobe that are just a hotel guest and not a spa.
Right.
But there could be issues where they're out on their deck, if they have a little veranda or something, and if it's at an eye level, you don't want someone feeling uncomfortable that
Right.
they're not completely covered.
Right.
So yeah, that is like one of the main um, things with our company, a benefit, I guess you would say, that we do have the sizes from extra small up to 5XL, and in some instances up to a 10XL that we do provide.
That's great, Marie. And I know we're going to talk about, what makes the robes at Chadsworth and Haig stand out, and we naturally sort of segued into that. Because I think that's a huge thing that makes a partnership with Chadsworth and Haig a little bit different. But is there anything else that you can tell us that might make a partnership with Chadsworth and Haig different than with another robe company?
Sure. I mean, other than the items that have started or we were founded with, which was our signature pleated patch pocket, the satin piping that we have on our bathrobes because we pay attention to the details, the fine tailoring. There's nothing worse than having co-ed spas and the bathrobe is unflattering on top of everything else. I mean, it's really hard to make somebody look really good in a bathrobe
Right, right,
amongst mixed company. So, I mean, we try to do the tailoring and the details with satin piping, rope piping trim on some of our bathrobes, the full size scale a full cut of the spec is also what we're known for. So that when you're buying a large bathrobe, it's like buying in a good quality store. Usually the spec sample or the spec size is on the larger size, and then when you go to a department store, the lower end department stores, it's on the smaller side of the cut. So we do offer the full cut in our bathrobes.
That's
We
great.
provide in-house embroidery. We are really the only manufacturing company that in the U.S. that actually does embroidery in-house. And what that means is that they're not going out elsewhere to get embroidery done and then being shipped to you, so it doesn't cost you more for freight because it has to go someplace else to get embroidered and then to you. And also the other part of that is that if you're using an off-site embroidery company, a lot of times if something happened on their machines or embroidery machines, sometimes you can have a damage. And now you're one bathrobe short, or if they have a 6 head, they've got 6 robes on the machine, and the same issue happened, and it happened to have lost 6, you've lost 6 bathrobes. With us, with having the in-house embroidery, if something happens with a machine, with the embroidery, we just replace the bathrobe because it's our equipment, and if you order 24, you're going to get 24.
Mm-hmm.
So we handle that. The other part of the embroidery is that we control now the quickness or the turnover time for the embroidery. In most instances, we're 5 to 7 business days. There are times we get orders out in 3 days, depending on our work schedule. There are instances where we've had our guests come to us, our customers, saying that they have particular guests, VIP guests. They wanted to do something a little special. So not only do they have the embroidery of the hotel, but maybe they've put the person's name on the other side or their initials, something to make it special for them. And we have rushed those items out for them so that they've kept their delivery time of when their guest was going to be checking in. So we can do those kinds of things as well that others may not be able to do because of us having the in-house embroidery.
Yeah, that's really great.
Right. Another wonderful thing is that we do have a large variety of colors in our 2 standard bathrobes that are most recognizable, our Ultimate Doe Skin and our Micro Plush bathrobe. Those come in quite a few color combinations. And in a time where the majority of bathrobes that were out there were basic white, that is commonly used a lot for hotels, your standard white bathrobe, which I'm not knocking it because I love to see a beautiful white bathrobe too when I go into a hotel.
Right.
But at least with a spa, you can do those little things where you can try to bring a color in to make it match the ambiance for the experience. So those kinds of things are pretty wonderful.
Yeah, that's
and that we can offer.
Right, right. Yeah, what a great partner, really. I think that you guys are and offer, so much to a hotel or spa environment. So tell me, what are some spas and hotels where our audience can find your robes currently?
We're at some of the Mandarin Orientals. We provide the robes for the Hotel Bel Air, some of the Ritz-Carlton spas, the majority of the Montages, and on the East Coast, Gurney's Resort and Seawater Spa, and their Merlot Inn and spas. We're both in the rooms and in the spa at both of those properties.
Great. Well, thank you for taking time out of your busy day and taking time out of Friday, because I know it's always busy wrapping up your week, to chat with us a little bit. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again on June 20th at the Essex Resort. And everyone that's listening, if you are in the market for robes, or think you may be in the market for robes, or like all of what Marie had to say, I hope you'll join us also, either at the SpaHive at Essex Resort and Spa in Vermont on June 20th, or the SpaHive event September 22nd and 23rd being hosted by the Spa at Norwich Inn in Connecticut, so that you can meet Marie, see the robes and products in person, and test out their quality, as well as the other amazing vendors that we have curated especially for these events. So thank you, Marie.
Well, thank you for having me. I did want to mention one thing that I forgot to say before,
Yes.
is that we have a warehouse in South Carolina. That's where we have our embroidery and our warehousing. Any of the items that are in our catalog are warehoused right here in this property. And this creates quick turns. So if you see something that's in our catalog, we have them warehoused here. We can get them right out to you. Same day in some instances where it's not being embroidered, a little longer again with the embroidery. And we also have ability to provide custom robes. We have a lot of properties that like our bathrobe and just want to change a color, so we've custom dyed products. We have no order minimums for anything that's warehoused, but if there is an item that is customized, there will be an order minimum affiliated with that. But the big thing is that there is no order minimums. So you just buy as many robes as you want when you need them, and you don't have to worry about, you have to stockpile so many of them, and use all of your linen budget in 1 month.
I totally can relate. And, spas don't always have good storage. So,
correct.
When we want to have, 3 turns, it's like, where are we storing them all? But
correct.
It's know that, with a little advanced planning, we can get robes, pretty quickly.
Sure. So that was the most important thing that I needed to add. But I do appreciate your time and our partnership together. I'm looking forward to going to your 2 events and meeting wonderful people out there.
Great, Marie. Thank you, and have an amazing weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.